Around the world, the United States has gained the reputation of being the world's top jailer. One of every 9, or about 159,000 people, are serving life sentences, and a third of them without the possibility of parole for nonviolent crimes. Reports on the widespread societal and economic damage caused by America's now 40-year experiment in locking up vast numbers of its citizens has come at an astounding economic cost. $80 billion a year in direct corrections expenses alone, and more than $250 billion when factoring in police, judicial, and legal services. We've gone past the point where the numbers of people in prison can be justified by social benefits and have realized that mass incarceration itself is the source of injustice. Since the early 1970s, the nation's prison population has quadrupled to 2.2 million, making it the world's biggest. Evident also is the devastation wrought on America's poorest and least educated, destroying neighborhoods and families. The number of children with mostly black fathers in prison rose from 350,000 to 2.1 million in the last 2 decades. More black men are behind bars or under the watch of the criminal justice system than there were enslaved in 1850. More than 846,000 black men were incarcerated in 2008. African Americans make up 13.6% of the U.S. population, but reportedly make up 40.2% of all prison inmates. Another issue with the prison system is the growing numbers of inmates with mental illnesses. Nearly 40% of the jail population today are suffering from mental illnesses and are not given the proper care that they need. Not only are these prisons overcrowded and filled with people that do not deserve to be there, they have also become a hostile environment for the inmates living there. Most prisoners are treated like a caged animal throughout their stay because that is considered necessary prison protocol. Almost medieval levels of violence, meted out with startling ferocity by guards and their superiors in prisons, are implemented if any inmate gives them trouble, and even to the ones that don't. Policemen have been trained to believe that brutality is the only means of gaining cooperation. This simply isn't true. The insanity of the situation is now plain to see, and the research is incontestable. The recommendations for prisons have been made very clear. Reduce sentence lengths substantially. Provide more opportunities for rehabilitation inside prison. Remove the barriers that keep people from rejoining society after they are released from prison. Use alternatives to imprisonment for nonviolent offenders, drug addicts, and the mentally ill. Release elderly or ill prisoners who are the least likely to reoffend. I have personally been affected by this unjust and ineffective system that has taken over our country. My own cousin, unfortunately, has been battling addiction for many years now. Due to her illegal actions, she has had to alternate between jail time and probationary periods throughout her struggle to change. The insanity of this situation is the impact by simply being involved in this system has had on her. What began as a bachelor's degree in marijuana quickly escalated to a PhD in heroin. My cousin learned more about the criminal lifestyle and new drugs she had not yet to try while she was in jail. Forced to be around more experienced offenders and addicts, she couldn't help but to adopt their thinking patterns. In her case, incarceration did the exact opposite of what it is intended to do. My cousin's story has given me an even better understanding of how flawed the judicial system has become. Although I agree that some people should be locked away and are beyond help, such as violent offenders, most prisoners can be saved and can recover if given the proper tools.